Hello, coffee lover. Welcome back to another segment of Coffee Truth, where I share my personal experience and knowledge about coffee and hopefully expose some of the lies and deceits I believe that are in the coffee industry. This particular video was inspired by my Facebook feed, actually, where I saw a post where this person was describing that he was excited because he was one click away from purchasing his own home coffee roaster, and he wanted to start a small commercial coffee business. So I was curious and asked him what roaster he was thinking about purchasing, and he proudly told me the name brand, which I then checked out and found out the following details, which I really find amazing, and I want to tell you why that you have to be really careful about buying something at a very high price that does a lot of things that won't even make a difference. I continue to preach that roasting coffee is like making popcorn. It's that easy. It cracks, it's done, it's done. There's no special roasting technique. Doesn't matter if it takes 3 hours or 3 minutes. Can really tell no difference. Coffee reaches a certain temperature inside, boom, it's done. Okay, the key is, when do you consume that coffee after roasting? If you're consuming it right after roasting, fresh, then you're going to get the most out of it. It's going to taste the best. It's going to give you the most energy, the most life, make you feel the best. That's really basically the bottom line. So this product that this person was going to purchase roasts half a kilo, 1 pound of coffee at a time. Well, that's a little bit too much for roasting at home. You're not going to go through a pound of coffee every day. What I do is I roast every morning, and I roast about 70 to 80 grams of coffee, and that's all I need for the whole day. It's also 1 pound, half a kilo, not enough for commercial business. You're going to be roasting like crazy all the time if you only do 1 pound at a shot. And then I saw the price tag, $1,300. Wow, that's an expensive hobby. Spend $1,300 to do something that you can do with a hot air popcorn popper, which I do every morning. How much is a hot air popcorn popper? You know, $30, $40, $50. It's not expensive. And this roaster doesn't do any better job. You have to understand that roasting coffee is like making popcorn. Once it pops, it's done. There's no better tasting popcorn because this corn popped better somehow. It doesn't work that way with coffee. So here's a picture of the roaster, and as you can see, it has a lot of moving parts on it. There's all these kinds of dials and tubes and all this kind of unnecessary crap, really, because you don't need it. And the more you have in these roasters, the more they can break down. I suggest getting something very simple. Even if you were roasting in a wok and just turning it. Now, it's a pain. It hurts your hand because it will take 20, 30 minutes to do it. It's not automatic. But there are simple automatic machines. I'm developing my own and want to sell it very inexpensively so everyone can have the benefits of home roasted fresh coffee. So all of these dials and cooling systems, with it comes a big price tag because there's more hardware there. There's more to break down. There's more hardware, and it's going to be more expensive and more difficult to work with. Now there's another elements to this, and I have another picture coming up that's going to show the roaster hooked up to a temperature gauge, and later on I'm going to show you a roaster hooked up to a computer system. Why would you need a computer system? For something roasters call a roast profile. You want to know the temperature of the coffee during its roast, while it's going up, while it's going down, before it reaches its crack. That's like wanting to know the temperature of a popcorn kernel before that kernel pops. It doesn't matter. Once it pops, it's done. Trying to play with the temperature is smoke and mirrors and trying to pretend that there's something else going on, that somehow you can eke out some more benefits. Now, roasters say that there are flavors they want to eke out, and I understand that, but I totally disagree with it, because then what they do is they insist that the coffee must rest. The coffee must degas. It must let all of these good elements that help your brain and that your body leave the coffee so that you can taste these flavors. You don't want to get to that point. You want to roast the coffee, consume it right away, because you want to take in those chemical substances. Okay, here's another example of a machine. This is a 3-kilo coffee roaster. This coffee roaster costs $10,000. Look at all those dials on it. Look at how the machine. You think it's pretty? Okay. Do you want to roast? You want to spend $10,000 to roast on a machine like that just because it's a cool-looking machine? It's not going to make a damn bit of difference in how good that coffee comes out. My machine that I make doesn't have any of those dials, and it works well, and it costs a fourth of the price. Here's another one. This machine is a tabletop version. I think it does 1.5 pounds for $5,000. 1.5 pounds of coffee, and you can hook it up to a computer. What benefit does that give you? I'm telling you, it gives you no benefit. Zero. Nada. It does not matter. Don't be fooled by all of these dials and all these complexities. Roasting coffee is like making popcorn. If you don't believe me, try it yourself and you'll understand. So, that's a warning out there for people who want to get into coffee roasting business and think it's rocket science. It is not. It's simple, it's easy to do, and you should be doing it. Because any packaged coffee you're buying is going to be old, stale, and dead. You want to have the freshest coffee right after roasting. So find the easiest, most inexpensive way to roast that coffee, and you will be happy that you saved the money and also that you're consuming the highest quality, best coffee possible. All right, that's it from now. I'm Pop Culpy. See you again.